Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now, on this journey, we're going to be discussing the NBA All-Star Game. We got Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm a ballaholic. I'm absolutely addicted to basketball. Now, just like everybody, I've got my own opinions. But if you like opinions that are backed by facts, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure that you hit that bell notification. That way you'll be updated whenever I drop a new video.
Are you ready?
Okay, we got the 2021 NBA All-Star Game and it's set. Team LeBron versus Team Durant. I don't know about you, man, but I love this kind of just pick-up ball, playground style, select your team squad idea. This right here was a great idea by the NBA, and it definitely did not disappoint. Now, unfortunately, we got a couple of injuries in this year's All-Star Game that took some of the better stars out of the game. There's no Kevin Durant, as we know, and there's no Anthony Davis. Two All-Stars, to me, two top 5 players in the game, but they're not going to be available. But that's not going to disappoint. That's not going to stop the NBA from going on and having an amazing game. And what I love about this year's lineups, both of these teams are unbelievably stacked, and it seemed like it's kind of equal balance and equal talent on both squads. Now, I thought because Durant's not going to be playing that the Team LeBron would just be absolutely stacked, but I love the way that they did the draft and the snake draft, where even though LeBron picked first, Durant got the last 2 picks of the first round, of the starters, and then he actually picked first for the reserves. So it kind of brought some balance there with him being out and with LeBron getting the first pick. So when you look at the teams, let's run them down. From the NBA, I shouldn't call it the Western Conference because it's not West versus East anymore. I got to remember that. It's Team LeBron and Team Durant. They mixed it up and I love it. Team LeBron, we're going to break it down like this. You got LeBron James. This is just the starters now. Think about it. This is just the starters. Giannis, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. That's the starting 5 for Team LeBron. Now, Team Durant, loaded. You've got Kyrie Irving, right? Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, and Bradley Beal, the NBA leading scorer right now for the Washington Wizards. These two starting 5s. Listen, once again, no Anthony Davis, who likely would have been on Team LeBron, and no Kevin Durant, who obviously would have been on Team Durant. But look at those squads. LeBron and Giannis together on the same. That blew my mind. I mean, of course I expected them to pick them, but that still blows my mind when you think about those two in transition. Then, for the first time ever, LeBron and Steph Curry are on the same team. Then you look at the other side. Team Durant, they put Kyrie Irving and Joel Embiid, who to me right now, Joel Embiid is the leading candidate for the MVP right now. His team's got the best record in the Eastern Conference. He's been playing unbelievable basketball. He's going to be the anchor for Team Durant. Kawhi Leonard out on that perimeter. You got Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal in that backcourt with Kyrie Irving. Listen, man, the offensive firepower that this Team Durant has is unbelievable. But the firepower, it didn't stop with just the starters. This bench that the Team Durant has, listen, man, this is one of the most insane benches when you talk about from a talent perspective. Check this out. James Harden coming off the bench. Number one, which I told you, I think he should have been a starter, but he's going to get a lot of minutes. You got the bearded one coming off the bench. You got Devin Booker, just an absolute flamethrower coming off the bench. Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell. These are the perimeter players coming off the bench. But what I love about this Team Durant, they got some absolute bullies coming off that bench. Zion, who I've told people, he's my favorite player in the NBA. Zion coming off the bench. I expect him to have a big game too. He's unstoppable as it is. But now you put him in an NBA All-Star setting where he's always going to be attacking the paint as he does. Oh man, I can't wait to see him. Julius Randle, another bull in the China shop. Those two coming off the bench together? Goodness, man. It's about to get ugly out there. This Team Durant, man, when you want to talk about offensive firepower, man, this is insane out there. So I love what you got over there when you're looking at Team Durant. But then look at the bench that you got for Team LeBron. There's no slouch. First of all, as Charles Barkley said, There's no bad team. You can't put together a bad team when you're talking about all-star. But we have seen in the past more lopsided teams with some of these teams, especially when we saw with Giannis picking. But this year with Durant picking, this thing was balanced. This thing was extremely balanced. Let's look at Team LeBron and his bench. I mean, right off the bat, you got Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar, to me, should have been a starter. We talked about that. Luka got the start not over him, but I expect Dame Dollar to get a lot of playing time. Then you look at a guy like Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul's probably not going to play a lot, right? Probably not going to contribute a lot, but he's a KG vet, which I like the pick for LeBron. Bringing him on his team. That's the banana boat. Part of 2/3, 2/4 of the banana boat. So I like that move, right? You got Chris Paul over there. Then you got a guy like Ben Simmons, defense, do it all. Jaylen Brown, right? I was glad to see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on opposite ends, on opposite teams, because I want to see those two go at each other. I think Jason Tatum's a little better, but it was gonna be good to see them go against each other. Hopefully, we get to see a little head-to-head matchup there. Then you've got Paul George. Now, I love this to what LeBron James said. LeBron James let it be known. You, sir, and your team, you are our enemies. Now, it was a little bit of, a little joking in that, but it was seriousness as well. The Clippers and the Lakers are rivals. Let's call it what it is. Similar to how the Lakers and the Celtics, which is the greatest rivalry in all of NBA, and even sometimes with the Lakers and the Spurs, a lot of people forget that's a little bit of rivalry as well. Well, there's a new age rivalry going on with the Lakers and the Clippers. And remember, Paul George picked the Clippers over the Lakers and kind of, try to brag about it. And we see how that lasted with the Lakers actually winning the championship last year. But I love that LeBron just took a little jab at him just to let him know, I ain't forgot, but I will pick you up on the squad. Then you go to the big men, Demarcus Sabonis. Love that pick. Think he's one of the best big men in the game. Glad to see that he was able to get selected. And I think him with the LeBron team, it's a good fit. Then you got Rudy Gobert. Now, we cannot talk about the All-Star rosters and the All-Star draft without talking about how the Utah Jazz, who have the best record in the NBA, had the last two picks. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were the last two picks. You want to talk about disrespect? Those two guys should come out, and not necessarily in this All-Star game, because they're probably not going to get a lot of minutes. They're reserves, and let's just call it what it is. They're not the best top-tier talents in the NBA. But when it comes out for the second half of the season, I expect the Utah Jazz to continue to play excellent basketball, and they should have an extra chip on their shoulder for being selected last. We'll see how that plays out. Now, let's be very clear of how the rules go, right? Because the rules changed last year, and we gotta kind of refresh our memory for how this NBA All-Star game is gonna be played. Remember, you got 3 separate games that are gonna be played. The score is gonna be 0-0 starting in each quarter, each of the first 3 quarters. 12-minute quarters, game 0-0 to start. Whoever has the highest score at the end of each quarter will win that quarter, technically win that game, right? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Now, each of those scores will reset at the end of those quarters, but those scores will be tallied down. So, at the end of the third quarter, you're going to take the cumulative score from Team LeBron, the cumulative score from Team Durant for each one of those 3 quarters that will be totaled up, and then you're going to set a final score. The final score is going to be whoever has the highest score between those 2 teams, cumulative score. Add 24 to that, that'll give you the final score. As we know, the 24 is in honor of the late, great Kobe Bryant, my favorite player of all time. And so I love how they continue to keep that concept, keep that theme going. And you got to win on a game winner. You can't, it's not going to be any ties, any real blowouts, hopefully. Last year we saw a real close game. Hopefully we see another close one. So what's my prediction? You got Team LeBron, you got Team Durant. Well, I'm going to keep it real with you. What I want, the team that I want to see win, I want to see Team Durant win. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a Duke fan. They've got Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and my favorite player, Zion Williamson. I want Team Durant to win. But I got to be real. I think the Team LeBron's going to win. Even though I want Team Durant to win, I think Team LeBron's going to win. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be the MVP. I think this game is going to be a close one. I got 148 Team LeBron, 145 Team Durant, and I think this is going to be one on a game-winning buzzer beater shot by All-Star starter snub Damian Lillard. I think he's going to hit a game-time clutch 3 to win it all. Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win, Team Durant or Team LeBron? Listen, I appreciate you for taking a look at this video. If you missed any of my previous videos, click the box on the screen. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. And until next time, y'all stay safe in the streets. General Hannibal X, I'm out. Peace.